So it is time for Forbidden Door. It is tonight. Obviously, huge pay-per-view for me. I love Forbidden Door. And obviously, this is AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom, and CMLL. This will be great. Obviously, we have got our matches to talk about. I was going to do this yesterday. Sorry. If you care, I was sunburned. I'll put the picture up now. Oh, look how bad that is. Let's talk about it because there is a lot of matches and I cannot wait. So, we're going to start off with the buy-in 0 hour. We only have 2 matches confirmed, which I thought was a bit light. I think we might get the odd one more confirmed, maybe, but at this minute, I'm not going to do it, so it took long enough. First one we're going to talk about is Maika versus Skye Blue in an AEW TBS Survival of the Fittest qualifier match. I like this. I like the fact that this is here. It kind of feels natural. Obviously, give Skye Blue a match. Her promo on it was actually not that bad. And Maika, I'm not too familiar with. I assume, obviously, Joshi fans, Joshi Dragon, Alf, they're the main guys. They're going to know who Maika is. I don't know if this is a good match. The obvious cause for Skye Blue to win it, just because, you know, it's a TBS match. However, I would love it, in the spirit of Forbidden Door, a way for Maika to win this, to kind of shake it up a bit. You know, that could be really fun. Obviously, I'm not saying she has to win the TBS belt, but I think that could be really fun. And honestly, I hope that is the case. I don't know if I think Skye Blue will win just to be safe, but I hope Maika wins. I don't know what to say about the match. I don't know. I like Skye Blue as an actual wrestler sometimes, when she's allowed to be a bit more, you know, daring, so to speak, but she's pretty good. And Maika, you know, I'm expecting good things. So, this I hope is good, but yeah, I predict Skye Blue to win. However, I want Maika to win. However, after this, our final match on the 0 hour is the Divine Dominion, which is Megan Bayne and Lena Kross, our AEW Women's Tag Team Champions, versus Thunder Rosa and Olympia from CMLL. Divine Dominion will win this. It feels pretty obvious. But I hope to God this is not awful. I hope it isn't. I really do. I feel like the Divine Dominion have really been hit by their momentum as of late. I feel like they've had none. So I feel like this is a good way to kind of get us back on track, if there was a track. But I hope, I hope it's a good match. I hope Olympia does some good stuff. I think that's the main watch here, is for Olympia. Yeah, that's it for basically 0. No Persephone on the card is nuts. That's absolutely nuts. So, I thought Persephone should have been there, but she's not, so, I don't know. Either way, Divine Dominion will win this, but that's the 0 hour out of the way so far. Let's talk about the juicy stuff, the main card. So, our first match we're going to talk about is our 3-way tag team match between the Young Bucks, Mystico and Dorada, yeah! That's obviously our Skye team, and we're going to be going against Titan and Shingo Takagi. I forget their name as an actual tag, but this will be great. Obviously, the Bucks have great fluidity. Our Skye team, Mystico's now a 4-time tag team champion. Fucking baller as hell. And Titan and Shingo Takagi, great as well. I've not seen him as a tag, but I've seen him in singles. They're really good. I am looking forward to this. I think this is a brain-dead opener. I think, going on the order of the card, I think this should open. I think this will be a great opener. I feel like it would be genius, frankly. I think it's a great pace setter. It's going to be quick. I think it's going to be one of those matches that sets the tone for the entire card in the best way possible. I really can't wait for that. I do predict the Young Bucks to win. However, for me, I would have Mystico and Dorada win, obviously bias. But I would, because obviously Mystico's a 4-time tag team champion. Like, currently. Like, I think it's 4-time. He's got multiple tag belts. Ring of Honor, CMLL, and New Japan. Yeah, 3 currently. Yeah, bro, you got it. For me, that's the call, because obviously it kind of holds those belts in a higher regard. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks win. I feel like if the Bucks win, it sets them all up for the Cope and Cage match, which eventually is clearly the play. I hope, for me, I do think this match will be great. I think it'll be ridiculously entertaining. I think it'll be great in pace. But I think, out of all the matches, the least high stakes. Either way, this is one of those matches on Forbidden Door that I think Forbidden Door misses nowadays, where it needs that crossover feel. This is it. I cannot wait for this. This is going to be really fun. After this, we're going to talk about, in my opinion, probably going to be match of the night. I really believe this might be match of the night. We're going to get Shota Unimo, the New Japan Global Heavyweight Champion, versus the Bastard Pack. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this reeks underground, this underground whatever, this reeks of match of the night to me, and that is cause Pac's in it, but also Shota Unimo. it feels worthy. It feels great. This match feels like a match that it just works. It just clicks. This match just feels it to me. I feel like this actually could be match of the night. I don't know if it's my most excited. I think in ring it probably will be. And that's saying something because obviously the men's Owen Hart Cup final is ridiculous. And obviously Kenny. But I feel like this just reeks of it. I've not even seen that much of Shota Unimo. What I've seen is pretty good. But Pax is the demon. Pax got chemistry with anyone. This, for me, I love this match. I can't believe Pax got a match on the main card. I'm so happy about that. But I feel Shota Unimo's going to win. It's his first defense of the New Japan belt. However, if they have the balls, give me Pax. Pax never truly had a run in New Japan. Insane. He's only had one Best of the Super Juniors run, which he faced Liger, which we covered on the page a while ago. It kind of feels like bitchy to do that to Unimo, but I don't care. If that's a possibility, sign me the fuck up. That would be insane. But I do feel like Shota Unimo will retain. If this is a chance for something to be ran back or whatever, I don't know. Honestly, I'm just glad Pac's getting a singles match for a belt. This screams incredible. I cannot wait for this. This is one of my most anticipated matches of the night. Again, insanely high bar. This, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a match of the night. Please do not sleep on this at all. Next, we're going to talk about our AEW Men's Tag Team Championship match between Cage and Cope versus the Dogs. I'm not really too into this match. I feel like this match would have benefited from a stip. I do stand by that. I feel like this match could have had a bit more of a oomph to it. I feel like if you let these two just go at it, if they're really trying to build it as like, oh, they hate each other, it's going to be brutal, make this like a no DQ. I don't know. It makes sense. I think Cage and Cope will win, but I feel like the big thing here is I think Gabe Kidd's going to return. I think Gabe Kidd makes sense to return here to AEW, return to New Japan. I feel like this makes sense for him to try and help. I feel like if that happens, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised to see Beth Phoenix. That makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised to see a few people. The big call here is, in terms of returns, I would not be surprised, and I mean this truly, to see Jay White return here. I wouldn't. And I don't think Jay White's a huge return. I think Jay White returning is definitely on the cards. I'll talk about that later. But I feel this one, because of David Finlay, they're clearly setting up something between the Dogs and the Bang Bang Gang. It feels like logical. I don't know if that's a bit too soon, but I feel like it's definitely on the cards. Am I coping with Jay White's return yet again? Yes. But as a match I think Cage and Cope win. I feel like it's just time to get it over with. The Dogs, I think they've got to set something up for the Dogs going forward. I don't know what. I think they're just lacking. But I think Gabe will be back, and I think they'll go for the trios again, which makes sense. But I think the match will be fine. I think it'll be one of those. I think this match should be later. I think this match should be like the pace breaker where it's like, okay, we need to have something to calm us back down before we get into like the three-peat that AEW always does. This, I would be against that. I wouldn't be against that at all. I think Cage and Cope will win, but it's a match that kind of just, we need to get over with, frankly. It's not bad, but I'm not all in it. But yeah, I think Gabe Kidd will return, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jay White does here. So, after this, we actually get one of the most anticipated matches of the night. We're going to get Kenny Omega versus Zack Sabre Jr., and this is the second time they face 1v1, obviously against the G1 Climax, which we did a match ramble on earlier in the week for Forbidden Door Week. This match, I'm looking forward to. I think Kenny doesn't get the credit sometimes as a technical wrestler, and I think Kenny's been very touch and go at the minute, where I think he's been great, but he's been very inconsistent in terms of appearing, and obviously the ring, and Zack Sabre Jr. is just ridiculous. I think Kenny will win. I think Zack Sabre Jr. is a great guy. I think anyone like that, Brian obviously similar, where you can do these comebacks against, and it feels earned. I think Zack Sabre Jr. with the holds and just how he's that good of a technical wrestler, he's able to manipulate the joints, just everything about it. I think that's really going to benefit Kenny. I feel like that's what we need. I feel like this is obviously going to set up him versus Max at Redemption, whatever. Redemption, the Canadian pay-per-view, the new one. I feel like that makes sense. I think Sabre Jr. is going to steal the show. I think people are going to be really up on Kenny, but I feel like if you watch the match, the work Sabre Jr. he is going to do is, it feels like, when you think about this match more and what they're going to try and do, it feels like, yeah, Sabre Jr. is the obvious call. And obviously, it's not been a bad build, but it's not been insane, it's not been like personal or whatever, but I feel like I think this is going to be one of the best underdog matches we've seen from Kenny in a while. So I think we're going to get really much that, the stomach selling, obviously. But I feel like as a match, bell to bell, this will be great. I think Zack Sabre Jr. will steal it in terms of his selling, how he just bullies Kenny. But as a match, I think this will just be one of those matches where it's like wrestling at its core with the underdog stuff. I think Kenny will win. I think this match will be great. After this, which I think this could be easily match of the night also, we have our AEW Continental Champion Jon Moxley versus Bandido. Holy fuck, this match is going to, oh my god. The Pac one's good, this one's insanely good too. This is a match I cannot wait for. I think Bandido versus Moxley just screams classic. I wouldn't be surprised if this was match of the night. I really wouldn't, and that's, again, a high bar. But I think it could be. I think it really could be. The big call is here. I honestly think it's not. I don't think it's an outside call. And like that wild of a prediction to predict Bandido to win. I think Bandido could win here. I don't think he will. I want Bandido to win. I think that's what I want. But I feel like Bandido winning isn't out the realms because it just, Bandido in this belt makes sense. It works, but then you've got the Ring of Honor stuff. It kind of, it really kind of ties you into a pocket. I feel like Moxley will have, I think this will be one of Moxley's better matches in his Continental reign. I do. I think this will be better than the Takeshita one, which was a high bar. I feel like this will be, I think this will be great. I feel like, obviously the Continental rules, no Death Riders and stuff outside, but I feel like something's going to happen with Brody. I don't know what. I feel like Brody and Bandido are going to have a little moment. Maybe the Death Riders come after it, maybe. But I feel like as an actual bell-to-bell, this is going to absolutely steal the night. I feel like this is going to be, like I say with the Free Peats, I think this could be one of the big matches of the night that they build, so I wouldn't be surprised. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I hope this isn't it for Bandido and Moxley. I hope we could get this a bit more run down. Maybe Bandido loses to Moxley in I think the match has got to be close, by the way. I think it's got to be a close match. But I just, oh my god, that 20 bump, oh my god, the plex he's going to do from the deadlift, oh my god, that's going to just hit. That's going to be the best thing ever of the night. I'm predicting that now. When Bandido does the 21 plex from the bottom, from the ground on Moxley, oh my god, that is going to be the best thing. Moxley's going to do the middle finger to Bandido, and Bandido's going to do his gun. Oh my god, bro, this is going to be incredible. I can't wait. Bro, Moxley will probably win. I want Bandido to win. This is going to steal the night for me. I think this is going to be stellar. Can't wait. Two of the best workers in the world. This is going to scream. This is going to make me scream. I cannot wait. After this, we actually get our AEW Women's World Champion Tekla versus Starlight Kid to represent Stardom, as Tekla's obviously got that beef going on. This has been the best build of all the matches by far. This is definitely the most Forbidden Door feeling. This is going to be great. This is going to be excellent. Obviously, Tekla's never beaten Starlight Kid, they're really saying. We watched the singles match a while ago on the Matt Rambles again. But I feel like for me, I think people are predicting Tekla to lose. I don't think Tekla will lose. I don't. I feel like what could happen, I feel like what would be a really good option is for Tekla to retain and then go through Joshi's. I feel like you could do Tekla kind of, elevating some Stardom girls over here. I feel like that makes sense. You could, obviously, Tekla's got that that Stardom link. I think Starlight Kid, this will be a great match. I feel like this could be I don't want to say every match is going to be match tonight, but this is really going to be good. I just think, after watching the Tekla and Starlight Kid original match, it really got me excited for this one, to see the modern version of Tekla go against Starlight Kid. I like this. I think this is going to be the best atmosphere of the night. I do. I think the atmosphere for this match is going to be the best. I think Tekla wins. I think it's close. I think it's going to be, I don't know if she's going to do the heel antics with the Dusters, because she hasn't done that in a while, really, but that's what she was doing for a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if the Sisters of Sin get out there in some way, and then, obviously more Stardom girls come out to try and help. That could be cool. That could be really cool. I think we're definitely going to get some Stardom stuff. If they had the balls to give Starlight Kid the win, that would be cool. I'd really like that. But I feel like we're going to get some stuff. I feel like this match is going to be really good. I think this match is going to be really fun. I think it's been the best build. I hope it's on late. I don't hope it's an earlier match. I hope it's got a respectable position because, again, the best build by a mile. This will be fun. I would have this fourth or third last. It depends what you do with the Owens. But I think this will be really good. I cannot wait for the actual payoff. And I hope this isn't the end of what Tekla's doing with Stardom. I feel like that makes no sense. Do I think she'll attack the President Okada? Obviously, I think that's just screams it's going to happen. I think she'll attack all the presidents, even Tony. So I think they're going to get some wild tackle stuff. And honestly, I cannot wait for that. This is going to be excellent. Everything after the match is going to be real. I would say that's more important. I'm looking forward to that as much as the bell to bell. And that's a big thing. That's a credit to her build. That's how good she is. Now, I'm going to do the steel cage matches now, which is Team DCMJF, which is AEW Men's World Champion MJF, and then the Don Callis family members, which is obviously Jake Doyle, Kevin Knight, our TNT champion, Protostar Kyle Fletcher, Kazuchika Okada, and Andrade El Idolo La Sombra. And they're going to be going against Team Mark Briscoe, the conglomeration, which is obviously Mark Briscoe, AEW World Trios champions, Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. Konosuke Takeshita, huge get, obviously, and Darby Allin. I think this match will be great. I think it'll be like the last one. I don't think it'll be as brutal, though. I think the last one was brutal as hell, because you have Moxley and Darby in there. That's always going to happen. But I feel like this one's going to be fun. I feel like the obvious thing is what's going to happen with the Donk, with the characters and chemistry. I feel like it's obviously going to be really much on DCMJF. I feel like Andrade and Max are just going to go at it. I think that's just going to happen. I feel like that makes the most sense. I think they're just going to eventually break down. Andrade's going to snap. I think this could be the moment where we see Andrade leave the Don Callis family, which would be great. I think that could be really fun. Kyle Fletcher, Takeshita, and Okada. That's going to be a big thing for me. Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher, that tension was really good. I really enjoyed that. I think that could be fun. I think Jake Doyle's going to really shine out here, because Jake Doyle's great. He really is. I think that's going to be really fun. You're going to give me Jake Doyle and Roderick Strong minutes for a good 2 minutes, and I'm going to scream with my shirt off like a madman. It's going to be incredible. I cannot wait for that. But as an actual match, I think it'll be fine. I think Briscoe's going to look good, obviously. Everything is good. I think it's going to be brutal, but not as brutal as last year's, like I say. I do think Briscoe's going to win. I feel like that makes sense. Briscoe's going to win, and then you can get the title shot against Max and the Dynamite, or even a Grand Slam. Grand Slam makes sense, actually. And then you could, but then I feel like the stuff after the bell is going to be really important. Obviously, the Don Callis family are probably going to blame him, or say if Max loses his rag, say if it's on Kyle or someone, and he pushes them. It probably will be Andrade, but say if it's something like that, and then all the Don Callis family team up on him, that could be fun. So I feel like that could definitely really open the door, forbidden door, to having the Don Callis family, all of them, challenge MJF for the belt, because I feel like that's something that we could do. But I feel like this will be fun. I don't think it'll be match of the night. I think it'll be fun, but I think it'll obviously finish. I think it will be the final match. I don't think it should be. I never think it should be. But I think as an actual match, it will be pretty fun. And yeah, I think this will set up Mark Briscoe pretty well. But the character stuff in the match is definitely the most exciting thing about this match. Definitely. Now, to talk about the most exciting things of the night, we got our AEW Owen Hart Foundation tournament finals between the men's side and the women's side. Obviously, the women's side, which is Mercedes Mone versus Maya Wilde, and the men's side, which is Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland. I am going to do the women's one first, because I feel like this is the more anticipated for me. I genuinely think Maya Wilde's going to do it. I've got this feeling. I think it's going to be great. I think how Mercedes is as a performer, it feels very her to put Maya over. And I feel like it really, obviously excel and emphasizes the point of Mercedes never winning the world belt. She's more of the, the mid-card, just to elevate everyone else. That's how good Mercedes is. I think Maya Wilde's going to do it. I hope to God Maya Wilde's do it, because she fucking deserves it. I think the match is going to be stellar. I think this is going to be absolutely stellar. I cannot wait to watch this. I think this is going to be one of the best crowd reactions if Maya Wilde wins. I think it's absolutely going to blow the roof. I think the match itself is going to blow the roof. I think Maya's going to have the best babyface reaction ever. I just hope she does it. I really think she will. I've just got this feeling in the air that it's gonna happen, and I cannot wait for her to do that, hopefully, touch wood. I think she just do it. Just go for it. Like I keep saying, just go for it. I really can't wait. Why not? Why fucking not? I just feel like that is definitely something you could build here in Mercedes, to go again maybe. But obviously here in Tekla, that could be a fun match. This, I like. I like this match a lot. I think on paper it's going to be great. I don't know if we get people, I don't know if Athena or someone's going to come out and try and help Mercedes, and then High-End, stops her. That could be fun, obviously, following the match they had at Collision last night, which I watched and doing this first. I think this will be really fun. I cannot wait. I really can't wait to see the crowd and everything. The experience of this match whatever happens, the atmosphere is going to be stellar. Please, the crowd, don't let this down. This is going to be one of the biggest moments of the night, 100%. Come on, Maya. Fucking do it. Please do it. However, our final match we're going to talk about is the AEW Men's Owen Hart Foundation final between Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay. Obviously, former friends multiple times. Repeat of 2024's Forbidden Door main event. This to get Ospreay, obviously during the Death Rider stuff. I think the obvious call is Ospreay to win. I've seen some people think Swerve's going to win. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be close. I feel like the Death Riders are going to have some sort of involvement. I do. I feel like there's going to be some sort of assist from like Moxley or Garcia or whoever. I just feel like it makes sense. I feel like Marina Shafir is going to be outside with Nana. Nana's going to be there. I feel like this makes sense. I feel like this match is going to be very tense. I think this is going to be the moment we see Will Ospreay kind of turn that aggressiveness up to 11. I feel like he's really on some shit now. And it's really entertaining and it really builds. But for Swerve, I think Swerve's just got to look good here. I feel like we've got to kind of, I don't know how to describe it with Swerve. I think Swerve will look good after here. I think Swerve's not going to shake his hand, or Ospreay's not going to shake his hand or whatever. I think Ospreay could attack him after the bell, and then you get a return of someone maybe. Maybe Hangman. I don't think it will be, but I feel like Hangman's due sooner rather than later. I feel like there's definitely stuff going on. Hangman returning isn't out the call. But Ospreay here, I think Ospreay's going to win it. I think that's obvious. I think that's definitely what they've been building to. But I think the match will be stellar. I think anyone who's got a brain could tell you that. But the character stuff, I think we're going to get a big moment at the end. I don't think it'll be the closer. It should be the closer, frankly, for me. It should be the main event. I don't know why it isn't. If it is, it should be. I don't know if the steel cage is going to be like, it should be. I think this should be main event. Easily. It's the fucking it's the Owen Hart Cup final. Like, why isn't it the main event? Jesus. But this, for me, I think Ospreay wins it, obviously, but I just think there's going to be something big that really evolves here. I think Ospreay's going to do something. Either he's going to turn. Honestly, how the United Empire haven't got a moment here is beyond me. I feel like that could be something. The United Empire maybe come out, obviously Callum Newman, etc., etc. Because obviously Ospreay's still a part of that, and they're very New Japan, obviously. I feel like that makes sense. I feel like even you could have something, I don't know. There's a bunch of things you could do. I feel like there is something there with the United Empire that could be set up for future. Obviously, you've got something set up for even a Hangman return eventually. I don't know. But I think there's definitely going to be some sort of evolution here. I think there's going to be a big a pivotal point rather. And the match itself, I think it's going to be great. Obviously, I think it's just, you've got evidence it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to what this develops into, because I think that's the thing with Ospreay, and obviously this would solidify his all-in main event, which he wants, and, the desperation feels natural. I think this match probably will. I don't think it will be my match of the night, but I don't want to be surprised if it is people's match of the night. This is going to be a great, great card. So, obviously, that is the card there. Do I think any things will happen? I think we'll get a promo at the end of 0 hour. I think that makes sense. Done that at Revolution, which I thought was great. I think for me, not Revolution, Double or Nothing, sorry. I think for me, we do need that extra oomph there. I feel like we'll get it. I think the Jay White stuff's definitely there. It feels natural for me. I feel like there's going to be something there with Jay White. I think that makes sense. I feel like, I don't know if it will be. I don't know if that's just me being, frankly, just being hopeful and, on this copium still. But I feel like as an actual moment, it makes sense. I think the Hangman stuff works. I think we're going to get a return. I think there will be a return from someone from AEW. I don't know who. I think it's between Hangman and Jay White. But, I mean, I don't think it'll be Tony. I mean, Tony's definitely, I don't know what's going on with Tony, but I think the two that are definitely there, either one, I think there's just a very strong chance of it either being of Hangman or Jay White. I think Jay White makes sense in New Japan, obviously the Bullet Club stuff with David Finlay, it really ties into that. I do think Persephone should have a match. I don't know why Persephone isn't there. That's kind of upset me, to be honest. I feel like that makes sense. Obviously, she's on the poster. Why is she not there? But honestly, as an actual card, I like it. I think it does lack that Forbidden Doorness. Again, I think some matches really have that. Obviously, the Tekla stuff, the Young Bucks tag match with obviously Skye Team and Takagi and Titan. I feel that really amplifies it. But I feel like they really go for like stuff like Moxley versus Bandido. Like they'll try and say like, oh yeah, because Bandido kind of represents CMLL and Ring of Honor. That doesn't count. You know what I mean? That doesn't count. Like I feel that's the thing for me. I feel like, again, I just feel like there's some stuff that misses it. I feel like the steel cage match not really having any shrew, people in there of the other companies. Like, again, you'll try and say Takeshi's the TV champ. That's different. Same with Andrade. Stuff like that. It just feels natural. But I hope we get something. I hope this card feels very Forbidden Door, and I think it will. I think the match tonight for me probably will be Pac versus Unimo or Moxley versus Bandido. I think they're going to be, but I think Tekla versus Starlight Kid is going to be incredible. Whatever they do, I think the card's going to be fun. Obviously, it's an AEW pay-per-view. I'm not surprised. I hope they just lead into the Forbidden Door aspect. That's what I really want, but I cannot wait to watch this later today. It's going to be great. So yeah, that's obviously my predictions and preview for Forbidden Door 2026 this year. Let me know what you think's going to happen. Let me know who think's going to win. Do you think we'll get some returns? And let me know what you're most excited for. Sorry for the delay. My back is in hell.